The cold steel bars of the federal prison in upstate New York bit into my palms as I gripped them, staring into the abyss of my shattered life. My wife, Emily, lay dying in a hospital bed back in Chicago, her body ravaged by a rare cancer that no insurance would cover. And I'd thrown everything away trying to steal the experimental drug that could save her. Now, here I was, Alex Thompson, a once promising software engineer, reduced to a convict in solitary, with the weight of failure crushing my soul like an invisible vice. In those endless nights, the silence was broken only by my ragged breaths and the distant echoes of guards' footsteps. But on the 47th day, a shadow moved in the cell across from me, a man who shouldn't have been there. He appeared out of thin air, his form flickering like a glitch in reality, eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. His name was Aaron. He whispered through the vents, his voice a smooth baritone that carried an otherworldly accent, like wind through ancient canyons. At first, I thought I was hallucinating from the isolation, but he was too real. He told me he'd been watching, drawn to my desperation from a parallel dimension, a world where beings like him manipulated energy and crossed realms. Why me? I demanded, my heart pounding. Because your love burns brighter than any star I've seen, he replied. And in that moment, something stirred in me, a spark I'd long ignored. Aaron wasn't human. His skin shimmered subtly under the fluorescent bulbs, and he could phase through walls like mist. He explained his world vortex, a place of endless horizons where emotions fueled technology. But he'd been exiled for defying their counsel, wandering Earth's shadows. Helping me was his redemption, he said. But I sensed more, a pull between us that defied logic. We plotted in whispers. The prison was a fortress, razor wire, motion sensors, armed patrols. But Aaron's abilities changed everything. He could disrupt electronics with a touch, bend light to create illusions. My role was the human element hacking the outdated security system from a smuggled tablet he'd manifested. As we worked, our conversations deepened. I spoke of Emily, her laughter like summer rain, how we'd met in college, built a life in the windy city. She was my anchor. Yet as I confessed my fears, Aaron shared his own loneliness in his realm, where connections were fleeting energy bursts, not the deep, messy bonds of humanity. One night, as he described Vortex's luminous skies, his hand phased through the bars to touch mine. Electricity surged, not just his power, but something raw, intimate. I pulled away, confused, my pulse racing. I'd always buried those fleeting attractions to men, chalking them up to stress. But Aaron's presence unearthed them like buried treasure. The escape plan crystallized. We'd strike during the midnight shift change. Aaron would short-circuit the power grid. I'd override the locks from the control room he'd sneak me into. But risks loomed. Discovery meant death for him. Exposure of his kind. For me, a lifetime sentence. Emily dying alone. As the day approached, tension coiled like a spring. I paced my cell, replaying memories of Emily's diagnosis, the doctor's grave face, her hand squeezing mine. I have to do this for her, I told myself. Yet Aaron's gaze lingered in my mind, his quiet strength a balm to my chaos. Finally, the hour came. Alarms blared as Aaron unleashed a pulse, plunging the prison into darkness. Chaos erupted, shouts, footsteps pounding. He appeared in my cell, solidifying from shadow. Let's go, Alex, he urged, his hand firm on my shoulder. We dashed through corridors, his illusions cloaking us as ghosts. Guards fired blindly, bullets whizzing past. In the control room, my fingers flew over keys, codes cracking under pressure. But a patrol burst in 3 armed men. Aaron shoved me aside, his body absorbing a shot that should have killed him, energy rippling across his form. Pain etched his face, but he fought back, tendrils of light disarming them. We bolted for the outer fence, hearts thundering. Freedom beckoned under the moonlit sky, but as we cleared the wire, Aaron stumbled, his glow dimming. That bullet. It's disrupting my essence, he gasped. We hid in the woods, my hands pressing his wound, which wasn't blood but fading light. You can't die, I pleaded, tears blurring my vision. Not after this. His eyes met mine, soft and knowing. Alex, you've given me purpose. But there's more, you feel it too. In that vulnerable moment, denial crumbled. I leaned in, our lips meeting in a kiss that ignited stars within me. It was fire and calm, worlds colliding. I'd loved Emily fiercely, but this was different, undeniable, a part of me awakening. We pressed on, hitchhiking south toward Chicago, Aaron's condition worsening. He taught me to channel basic energy, strengthening our bond. Nights in motels, we talked dreams, my life with Emily, his exile. I realized my marriage, while genuine, had masked deeper truths. Emily knew. I confessed. She'd seen my struggles, encouraged self-discovery. But danger pursued. Federal agents tracked us, alerted by prison footage of anomalies. We evaded roadblocks, Aaron's powers flickering. In a diner outside Indianapolis, over greasy burgers, he revealed the twist. His counsel had sent hunters to retrieve him. If caught, he'd be erased, our connection severed. Kitch tin mounted as we neared the city. Emily's hospital loomed, her time running out. I sneaked in alone, Aaron too weak. She looked frail, but her eyes lit up. Alex, you fool, she whispered, smiling through pain. I told you not to risk everything. I confessed the escape, Aaron's role. Her gaze softened. There's something else, isn't there? About him. I nodded, guilt twisting. But she grasped my hand. Love isn't finite. Alex, save me if you can, but live your truth. Back with Aaron in a hidden alley. Agents closed in. He urged me to go, but I refused. Together, we faced them as energy surged, disabling vehicles. My hacks jamming comms. In the melee, a hunter from Vertexer appeared, a towering figure of shadow. The battle raged, Aaron clashing energies, me dodging bullets. Wounded, Aaron faltered, but our kiss earlier had linked USI channeled power through him, amplifying his strength. The hunter retreated, defeated. With the drug formula I'd stolen originally now, refined by Aaron's knowledge, rushed to Emily. Doctors administered it miraculously, her vitals stabilizing. But Aaron's essence faded. The wound and battle drained him. In her room, as dawn broke, he stood by my side. I can't stay. Alex. My world calls. Tears streamed. But you've shown me love transcends dimensions. Perhaps one day. Emily, recovering, squeezed my hand. Go with him if you must. But I chose Earth, promising to bridge worlds. Aaron vanished in a swirl of light, leaving a pendant that pulsed with his Energia link. Months later, Emily thrived, our friendship deeper. I advocated for LGBTQ rights, inspired by my awakening. And at night, the pendant glowed, whispers from Aaron echoing, our story isn't over. Yet the true twist unfolded. Aaron returned, stabilized, choosing exile with me. We built a life in quiet suburbs. His disguise perfect. Love, I learned, isn't about worlds or labels. It's the courage to embrace it fully, healing wounds we never knew existed. In Chicago's bustling streets, we walked hand in hand, a testament to resilience. Emily found her own path, remarrying happily. And as stars wheeled above, I knew, from despair's depths, true connection emerges, binding souls across any divide. The end wasn't an ending, but a beginning profound, human, eternal. We settled into a modest apartment on Chicago's north side, where the L train rumbled past like a distant thunder. Aaron's pendant allowed glimpses into Vortexa, but full crossings required immense energy. He adapted remarkably, his alien physiology mimicking human norms save for the subtle glow in his eyes during emotional peaks. Days blurred into routine, me consulting on cybersecurity, Aaron exploring Earth culture, devouring books on history and art. But beneath the calm, tension simmered. His counsel hadn't forgotten. Scouts probed our reality, ripples in the air signaling intrusions. One evening, as we cooked pasta, Aaron, fascinated by garlic's pungency, a portal shimmered in the living room. An emissary emerged, stern and luminous. Aaron, your exile ends. Return for judgment. He stood defiant. I found my place here. The emissary's gaze flicked to me. With a human, your bond dilutes our essence. Chaos will follow. They vanished, but the warning lingered. That night, in bed, Aaron held me close. Alex, if they come for me. I shushed him with a kiss, our bodies entwining in passionate affirmation. His touch was electric, sending waves of warmth that healed old scars. I'd never felt so alive, so seen. Emily's recovery progressed. We visited often. She teased us gently, her spirit unbroken. You've got that glow, Alex. Love suits you. But her words carried undercurrents. She sensed the dangers. Kitsch 10 escalated when agents raided our building, tipped by anomalies. We fled rooftop to rooftop, Aaron phasing us through barriers. In a warehouse standoff, bullets flew. I took a graze, blood staining my shirt. Aaron's fury unleashed a blast, neutralizing threats. But exhaustion claimed him. Hiding in motels again, we delved deeper. He revealed Vortex's strife, a war over emotional harvesting, where beings like him fed on feelings. His exile stemmed from refusing to exploit humans. You're different, I said. You give, not take. Our love grew amidst peril. Stolen moments of tenderness, watching sunsets over Lake Michigan, sharing dreams. I confessed buried desires from youth, crushes on school friends suppressed by societal norms. Aaron listened, his presence a safe harbor. But the council struck. Kidnappers from his realm ambushed us in Grant Park. They dragged him toward a rift, his screams echoing. I lunged, pendant activating instinctively, pulling me through. Suddenly, I was in Vertexa realm of floating islands. Skies ablaze with auroras. Disoriented, I navigated crystalline paths. Energy humming. Aaron was imprisoned in a tower, drained by inhibitors. Infiltrating. I used Earth logic hacking their systems with the pendant's interface. Guards swarmed, but our bond fueled me. I freed him in a blaze of light. Together, we fought to the central nexus, confronting the council. You dare bring a mortal here? They boomed. Aaron declared, love isn't weakness, it's power. Prove it. They challenged. In a trial of essence, we merged energies, our emotions creating a vortex that stabilized their warring factions. Amazed, they granted amnesty, allowing free passage. Back on Earth, we emerged stronger. Emily awaited, her cancer in remission. She hugged us both. You've saved more than me, Alex. Life normalized, but enriched. Aaron opened a gallery, blending worlds and art. I advocated for inclusivity, sharing our story anonymously to inspire. Yet whispers of greater threats loomed, other dimensions eyeing Earth. We prepared, our love a shield. In quiet nights, as he traced patterns on my skin, I marveled at fate's twists. From prison's despair to interdimensional bliss, love had rewritten my world. Years passed, our bond unbreakable. Chicago became home base, but Vertexa visits deepened understanding. Aaron taught me to harness subtle energies, enhancing my work in ethical AI, preventing the very hacks that landed me in prison. Emily thrived, starting a foundation for rare disease research. Inspired by our ordeal, she dated a kind doctor, finding joy anew. Our trio formed an unconventional family, holidays filled with laughter. But shadows persisted. A rogue faction from Vertexa, resenting the peace we'd brokered, plotted invasion. Portals flickered, globally strange occurrences reported, lights in skies. Unexplained energies. We detected it first. Pendant alerting. The council summoned us, help stop them, or both worlds fall. Reluctant, we agreed. Training intensified. Aaron honed my abilities, our sessions blending combat and intimacy. In Vertexa's arenas, I sparred ethereal foes, his encouragement fueling me. Back home, FBI contacted aware of anomalies, suspecting us. We allied cautiously, sharing knowledge without full reveal. The climax brewed. Rogues opened a massive rift over New York, energies threatening collapse. We portaled in, joining council forces. Battle raged, skyscrapers trembling, civilians fleeing. Aaron and I synchronized, our love amplifying a barrier. Rogues hurled dark matter. We countered with emotional surges, memories of our first kiss. Emily's smile. A leader targeted me, deeming humans weak. Aaron shielded, taking a hit. No. I screamed, channeling rage into a pulse that shattered their core. As the rift sealed, Aaron lay fading. Stay with me, I begged, tears falling. Our bond pulled him back, essence regenerating. Victorious, worlds hailed us. The council offered Aaron return to power, but he chose Earth with me. In the aftermath, we reflected on the journey, my desperate act for Emily leading to prison, Aaron's intervention sparking love, twists revealing deeper truths. The meaningful end. We married in a quiet ceremony by the lake, Emily officiating. Vows transcended worlds, in sickness and health. Across dimensions, our story inspired change. LGBTQ acceptance surged. Interdimensional ethics debated. Emily's foundations saved lives, echoing our sacrifice. As we aged gracefully, pendant linking us eternally. I knew love isn't just romance. It's the force that saves, heals, unites. From locked cells to boundless horizons, it prevails. In final twilight, hand in hand, we watched stars, knowing some twinkled from Vertexa, a reminder that true connections endure, profound and timeless.